All right, so on this last couple of examples, we're still using Pythagorean theorem, which if you'll remember was a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. The only trick is that we're going to have two different triangles. So if we're trying to find this x right here, we don't know that it's a right triangle. You cannot assume that that is a right triangle, that this angle right here is a right angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it into two triangles. We do know that this is a right triangle. This lovely purple one is a right triangle. And let's do green. This lovely green one is also a right triangle. So we're going to just find the missing sides for both of those and then add them together. So looking at the purple triangle, notice here's my right angle. So if I go across from that right angle, that is my side C. So let's just call this one A, this one B. So we're trying to find that B. So again, for the Pythagorean theorem, we're just going to say A, or 12 squared, plus B, let's just call it B squared, is equal to C, or 29 squared. All right, so we subtract 12 squared from both sides, and B squared here is going to equal, grab our calculator, and 29 squared minus 12 squared is 697. All right, go ahead and find B. We don't want B squared, we want just B, so we're going to take the square root of both sides, and the square root of 697 is 26.4. Okay, so this side right here, that side on the bottom is 26.4. All right, now we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to use the green triangle right here. Okay, so we go across from our right angle. This 14 is our C. We can still use this 12 as our A, and then we're going to try and find that B down there. So A squared, or 12 squared, plus B squared is equal to C, or 14 squared. Now subtract your 12 squared from both sides, and B squared is equal to 14 squared minus 12 squared gives me 52. And I can take the square root of both of those, and B here is equal to, so square root of the answer there is, sorry, let me try that again. Square root of 52 is equal to 7.2. 7.2. So this side, let's do it in red. That side right there is 7.2. All right, so if we're asked for x, which is this whole long line right there, we're going to take our 7.2 and we're going to add it to our 26.4. So 7.2 plus 26.4, and that gives us 33.6. Right there, that is our distance. Okay, so no new math, just two triangles. And that's the same thing here with this last one, not two triangles, but no new math, we just have to draw our triangle. Please note, this whole unit, they're always going to be right triangles. Okay, so we're going to assume that our house is perpendicular to the ground. So here's our house over here. I can't draw a house, but there's your house right there. We're leaning a 16-foot ladder. So here's our ladder right here. Whoops, nice and straight as well. It's 16 feet. We're leaning it up against the house. And it tells me that if the base of the ladder, so here's the bottom of the ladder, they're telling me that it's 5 feet away from the house. We want to know how high up this house does that ladder reach. Okay, so again, we've got a nice, lovely right triangle. They have to be right triangles. We're just going to draw that in there. So go across from that right angle. There's my C. We'll call that A and B. All right, so our A, let's instead of question mark, we'll call it an X. So X squared plus 5 squared is equal to 16 squared. Then you could just subtract your 5 squared from both sides, and X squared is equal to 16 squared minus 5 squared, which is 231. Now you're going to just take the square root of both of those. So x is equal to square root of 231, which, oh dear, square root of, oh dear, I'm not doing very good. Here's square root of 231, My calculator says is 15.2. So 15.2 feet up the house is as far as that 16-foot ladder will reach. And there we're done with the examples.